Mr. Griffith is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I agree with my colleagues. All American citizens should have the right to vote. I do, however, disagree that the desire to have all Americans being able to vote has been bipartisan in the past. Having been a child during the Jim Crow era, I can assure you that the Make Elections Great Again bill is not Jim Crow. But let's talk about Jim Crow in Virginia. In 1902, the Virginia Constitution was rewritten by Democrats. They didn't take it to the people to vote on it. They just did it assembled in Richmond. And the concept was, everybody will recall, to disenfranchise African Americans. But what people don't recall is it was also to disenfranchise poor, white, Republican voters in the western part of the state, the very part of the state that I now have the great pleasure and proud to represent. It was done to take them out of the voting rolls too, because the Republican populist coalition was challenging the dominant Democrats in the state. And the Democrat Party did that, led by E. Carter Glass of Lynchburg, Virginia. And it would take some time to break that coalition up. And you know what it was, Mr. Chairman? It was the federal government interfering, according to all the Democrat politicians of the time, interfering in the states and telling them you can't continue to run your elections with poll taxes, with complex subjective registration processes, and having, quote unquote, an understanding clause, making sure that people understood what was going on in the election, that broke that up in the mid-60s. And guess what followed that? The election of the first Republican governor since Reconstruction in 1969. I participated in that election, not as a voter, but as somebody working out there in the hustings. Yeah, I was a weird kid. And I remember the debate between the Mountain Valley Republicans and the Democrats who controlled everything and who didn't want blacks and poor whites from the western part of the state actively participating. So I assure you, Mr. Chairman, your bill is not Jim Crow. I've got to tell you, it was an interesting time to live in, and I'm glad it's passed. And what we want to do is to make sure American citizens can vote. Mr. Noble, from your experience as an attorney, do you believe that our current penalties for election fraud sufficiently deter bad actors?
No, and fraud's been going on for 200 years in American elections, and I submitted in my record 2 written books, one by the former chairman of this committee that documented countless frauds in the 19th century, another book that documented countless frauds in the 20th century. So when you look at fraud, you can't look at it in the terms of last week or last year, 2 years. I mean, it's a competition. People are cheating.
Yeah. So you're saying we should enhance the law?
Yes.
And you think that the Make Elections Great Again will help us do that?
Yes.
I do too. Mr. Noble, in your experience, what have been some of your concerns raised with the practice of allowing third-party operatives to collect and submit ballots to polling centers, i.e. ballot harvesting?
Well, that's why we invented the Australian ballot, so people wouldn't be harassed, and so they would monitor people's votes. People could go in and vote privately in a secure location when they wouldn't be harassed. And so this sort of advent of all-mail balloting and ballot chasing programs or ballot harvesting programs basically returned us to the bad days of old in the 19th century, where poor whites and the few minorities that were allowed to vote were chased and harassed so they could watch their votes. And we invented the Australian ballot so people would stop getting paid to vote, right? And that brought a lot of the protections we enjoy right now.
In my district, that wasn't just paying them with cash. Sometimes it'd be a bottle of whiskey.
Or a club against the head.
Yeah. Yep. You believe the Make Elections Great Again Act will prohibit ballot harvesting nationwide?
Yeah, it'll be a great improvement.
Do you think that makes our system cleaner and more open for American citizens, including African Americans and poor whites in the mountains of Virginia?
Yes, people should be allowed to vote in secure locations away from all the harassment that they might get at home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.